Hey guys, Hal here coming at you with another movie review. Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be diving deep into the world of the macabre, the terrifying and the blood-soaked. Today we're going to be reviewing Terrifier 3. So let's get to it. So Terrifier 3 is the highly anticipated sequel to Damien Leone's Terrifier franchise. Does it live up to the madness of its predecessors? That's what we're going to find out. So I'm going to give you my history with this franchise. So first of all, last year I put on Amazon Terrifier, the first one. And I'm not going to lie, although the kills were very bloody and disturbing, I didn't think much of it. I really had no idea what the whole, the fuss was about. There was no story to it. It just seemed like a really dark and disturbing film, and I really weren't too bothered about it. But then I decided that it'd be worth watching the second one because I'd heard different things about it. I heard it was quite long, but they added more to it. And I'm not going to lie, I was blown away by it. I absolutely loved it. It was fun. Yes, disturbing and grotesque and bloody, but it was comical in ways. There was a character that I was cheering on throughout. Sienna, her name is, and the outfits, the music, everything about the second film really made me a fan of this franchise. I've never actually gone back to watch that first one, but that second one, it did turn me into a fan. So now I am a fan of Art the Clown, and I was really looking forward to seeing this third one. And after watching the third one, I wasn't disappointed. I got more of the same, and we're going to dive into that right now. So if you've seen Terrifier and Terrifier 2, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into with this one, because it's more of the same. You've got Art the Clown, he's back, and he's more deranged than ever. This time we get a deeper look into his sadistic world. But what does that mean for our characters? Well, it kicks off exactly where you'd expect it to, and that's Art the Clown continuing his reign of terror. But this time the stakes are higher, and well, the violence is even more brutal. There's a lot more on the line than just shock value. The movie does have a few twists and turns that I think some of the fans are either going to love or find a bit divisive. There's certainly one that I was very divisive on, and that's there's a particular character that I feel like they definitely discredited slightly, and I thought that they deserved a bit more, actually. But that was pretty much the only thing that I would have thought needed a little bit more improvement on in this film. So talking about the plot in this movie without giving away any spoilers, you get a lot more world building in this one, and certainly a lot more lore to the Art the Clown character and finding out about his twisted origins. It's quite vague, and there's still quite a lot of puzzles for you to kind of figure out and discuss with your friends afterwards, because it doesn't make it clear as day, but it builds on what was there in what I liked about Terrifier 2. It gives this quite vague story in the background about, Sienna's dad and the comics, and providing her with this sword, or where this sword came from. So there's quite a bit for you to kind of dig into with your friends afterwards, which is what I really appreciate about some of these better horror films. So that's what I quite liked. There was more world building in this one, which is what was totally missing from the very first one. So that's, again, why I quite liked this one and was happy to do a review about it. And depending on how this video does, actually, I might then consider doing Terrifier 2 and the first one and do it a bit backwards. But so yeah, this one certainly did improve on the lore of the second film. We also have new characters in this one as well. I mean, most of them are destined for horror, or fated to face Art's wrath. But either way, we get new ones, and they are a little bit more fleshed out in this one, which makes a change, because that very first one had no character development. We had a lot more in the second one. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're going to hang around very long, but either way, we get that more character development, which is always a plus. Art the Clown is still the true star, though. His portrayal by David Howard Thornton is an absolute masterclass in unsettling performances. There's no words, just pure, terrifying silence, punctuated with violent action, with a sprinkle of humour. You need them humorous moments throughout this film, really, just to break up them very violent scenes. It's actually done very well to give you that breather that you really need when you're watching these horrendous scenes. I've seen a lot of like gory scenes in the past, and some of them I have to turn away, and I'm not too bothered about watching. But these ones I seem to be able to watch all the way through without turning away, and even being able to have a little giggle at it because of the way that they do break up the scenes with those humorous moments. I mean, it's all David Howard Thornton's facial expressions that keeps you interested. It's a character that you despise but also like, and that's another win for the Terrifier franchise. It's kind of taken a nod really to the likes of Freddy Krueger. He has that charm that you keep going back for more because you kind of like but despise his character. And as always, the kills are next level. If you thought the kills were brutal in Terrifier 2, wait until you see the carnage in Terrifier 3. Now, we can't discuss a Terrifier film without mentioning the gore, and this one is absolutely jaw-dropping. It certainly pushes the boundaries further than its predecessors, and you would not be disappointed if you are into these films literally for the kills and the gore. Some of them are absolutely insane. As I say, it's ones that I can kind of have a giggle at. It's kind of so over the top that it doesn't feel realistic, even though like the effects are very good and the majority of them are practical effects. It doesn't make me go, oh, I can't watch this. It's so sadistic and vile, yet comical. It's such a strange franchise. But yet I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the future. It's just a madness that I could ever thought I could sit down and watch one of these. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not one I'm going to be sat down with the family and watching, you know what I mean? But it is something that will bring me back. So yeah, if you are into gore and kills, then you are going to love this one. If you're not a fan of over-the-top horror, this one might be quite hard to stomach. The practical effects, as I said, are insane, and the people behind it are certainly not pulling any punches, because you've got disembowelments, you've got like axes to the head, you've got all sorts, and it does look very good, I have to admit. As I say, very bloody, but it does look very convincing. This movie definitely earns its extreme horror label. It's quite weird, actually, because art isn't just a mindless killer in this one. There's something a lot deeper, and it is something that he stands for is a lot more sinister. He's actually got a character from the very first one in this is kind of like his protege. And actually, in some cases, this person is more of the lead than Art the Clown. And that was something I wasn't expecting in this one as well. So as I said previously, they are really quite building on the lore in this one. So given my overall thoughts on Terrifier 3, is that it's an absolute ride, in all honesty. If you're a fan of the franchise, then you're going to love that it expands on Art the Clown's terror. It gives us that vague sprinkle of backstory and lore that makes you want in more. The gore, the performances, and the tension are all cranked up to 11. It's not going to win any awards for being subtle, but if you've come for an unapologetic horror experience, then Terrifier 3 does deliver in spades. It really is pretty good. If you're new to the series, though, I'd probably suggest starting from the first one and working your way up, because they are not for the faint of heart. But if you love your horror raw, unrelenting and visceral, then this one is for you. So what did you think of Terrifier 3? Did it live up to your expectations, or was it a bloody letdown? You let me know in the comment section below. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you haven't already, then please click subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell, because when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious